Home and Crematory, located at 136 North Gallatin Avenue in a beautifully restored historic home. Family owned and operated by Rick Gates, former Brownsville resident and Guyville alumni, the Gates Funeral Home and Crematory offers warmth, convenience, affordability, and ample parking. With a knowledgeable funeral director and compassionate staff, the Gates family and the Gates Funeral Home and Crematory are ready to assist you.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
On your local station, WMBS. This is
Hot Topics with Kendall and Bill, being brought to you by Tire Man's Auto Garage, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Hicks and Bob's Drug Store, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Gary's Auto Sales, and Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping. 724-438-4593, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. Open conversation for both hours. Yep. Paul is on his way in, and Bill and I we are also streaming on our WMBS Facebook page. So like and share the show.
You should have been in on the conversation right before the show started.
You should always be in on the conversations when we're not on the air, but in the studio.
Because it
would maybe make for better, give us even better ratings, Bill.
Yeah, but the gist of it was, holy crap, the show's starting.
Yes.
So we were sitting here getting ready and talking about what we're going to talk about and things like that. Local crime, all of a sudden, leads the list. We had let's hear it for life's little ironies. The week after they decide to reinstate the police force in Masontown, somebody goes and shoots up Masontown.
Yeah, I heard that, and I don't know much about it. But just to recap on that, last Friday we had the chief and the mayor from Masontown Borough on the show, and
cheers, Ricky.
Well, it's brand new.
Yeah, okay,
and we talked about how they had the Masontown Council had were basically planning to disband the department.
No, they voted to do it. What?
Well, they hadn't voted. They hadn't voted to do it. It was going to be the following Tuesday. Yeah. There was so much public attention, that they held a special meeting last Saturday evening at the Masontown Borough Building, and the public really, really spoke. It was sad for the circumstances, but it's nice to see when the public comes together. And I think it's like what Paul said last week. Yeah. This wasn't, the politicians. This wasn't the news. This wasn't WMBS, our show, that made them, reverse their what was about to be their decision. It was the people, and the people spoke, and that's how things get done. So shout out to the people of Masontown and the surrounding areas for the support that they had in that decision. Good work.
Yeah, and apparently, at least according to the news reports I got, they were on cheek to jowl basically in the hearing room. Mm-hmm. So you're right. They came out in large quantities compared to what you usually get for these meetings. Mm-hmm. So congratulations. And then not even a week later,
what do you know about that?
They have a major crime. Well, apparently. There was a targeted shooting at an apartment complex in Masontown, and nobody was hurt, but they shot up something like 12 apartments. And
what?
What's the complex?
I have the story here. You talk amongst yourselves.
Do you know it?
I'm gonna bet it's Fort Mason Village, but 12 units are pretty big. That'd be about the only complex that would have that many. Yeah, nobody was hurt, but for instance, one of the residents said, my little girl went to bed early that night, but those bullets came in right where she plays with her toys.
So it was a random shooting?
No, apparently the police.
Or they're shooting all 12 just in case?
No, it was a targeted shooting. I think they just basically sprayed the buildings with bullets. So.
Well, I'm glad nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
And do they have a suspect, Bill?
I'm still trying to find. I'll have to find the story.
724-438-4593, the WV Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line.
And then we got another story that really just crossed the wire. Earlier today?
I think that it kind of made its way out yesterday.
Yeah.
It was on the PA docket, so it was public information as of yesterday or the day before, I believe. And I was kind of curious, like, how long is this going to take to get out? Never takes too long in a small town. And so, yes, Bill.
Yep. And basically the essence of the story, again, this from the
Laurel Highlands
records.
assistant principal was charged in retail theft. And according to Fayette County Court records, Brandy Mancini, an assistant principal at Laurel Highlands School District, has been charged with misdemeanor retail theft. Yeah. The alleged incident occurred on January 5th of 2026 and was filed by the Pennsylvania State Police Uniontown on the 12th of January. The case is active. It's awaiting a preliminary hearing, and all charges and allegations, Mancini, of course, is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Either way, the you're innocent until proven guilty, right?
Right.
But if found not guilty, it doesn't get the kind of media attention that it does when the story breaks. So, but yeah, the affidavit of probable cause, I've seen that. It was kind of hard to read. So we, Neighborhood Crime Watch is following this story, and it just has several incidents that, okay, so like when I first heard about this, I was like, oh man, I've probably accidentally taken a lime or two.
Yeah.
You scan and then, I don't know.
If you see the list, it was more than just
it's a laundry list. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. But again, you can accidentally think you've scanned something and put it in your bag, but I don't know
that they would go so far as to call the police if something like that happened.
Right. And the way I understand it, and again, we got this pretty close to when we came on the air. The way I understand it is that the camera, if you will, like on this scan, the self checkout, I think that it like connects, it somehow links you to your card. So like over time, I don't know if like you're flagged, maybe, you know what I mean? But this post, I think it's from Neighborhood Crime Watch. It has, all the list of all of the things that were taken, and it's, some creamers, dip, Red Bulls, Dove deodorant. Oh my gosh, spices, oil.
What's the source of this again?
This is from the.
It's the actual court records. Yeah, the affidavit.
So the total is. What is the total, Bill? Do you know what the total is that she has alleged to have won? $10, $68, $30.
Yeah. Did the state police put a release out on it?
Yeah, we have the affidavit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to do the math, but
called Central Court and got the.
It's just doing a quick and dirty. It looks like close to $150 worth of merchandise.
I don't know that the district has made a statement about this. I don't know how that works for employment status. I will say that, it's
What's
really.
What's the date on it?
On what?
On the January, between November 1st and January 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Multiple incidents.
Well, there's an incident on the 5th, so.
And that was when the troopers interviewed the alleged suspect.
Well, it was filed on the 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ever was in the Herald Standard or not. I'm betting
this
not.
story just came out, yeah.
So.
Well, if it was done the 5th, though, I mean, when would the...
Oh, it says footage also showed that Mancini stacking items on top of one another so only one would scan, placing items outside the scanner's view and loading unscanned goods directly into her bags. On the 5th, they interviewed her at the state police barracks, and she initially denied remembering not paying, stating she usually is in a rush. After reviewing the surveillance video at the barracks, she identified herself as the woman seen in the thefts.
Well, and again, the issue is not, we've accidentally thought we scanned stuff and put it in our bag. This is, according to the court record, a series of events.
Yeah.
Again, the 1st, the 8th, and it also shows you, by the way, it's getting harder and harder to get away with stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Because video and those computers, they have a record of every single thing you've done. Every time you've used your debit card or whatever.
Imagine if this were you and the list of things you were buying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the hard time I'd give you for all the junk food you were putting in your cart, Bill?
Well, do you remember in the early days of the scanners when they would announce the item you were buying?
No, I don't remember. No way, really?
Yeah,
You're kidding.
Well, that way you would know that you'd scanned it correctly.
Wait, this wasn't self-checkout?
Yeah, self-checkout.
Do you remember that?
Vaguely, but I didn't do much.
I mean, this was way back when. But
Bill,
then,
way back when? Self-checkout hasn't been way back when.
It's been 20 years.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Easily. Mm-mm. I mean, because I've been using it forever, but it used
Time goes by so slowly.
It used to say what you were buying, and then they realized maybe people didn't want, like, preparation 8, 6 ounces.
No kidding.
Shouted across the...
Or, some of those things in, like, the adult aisle.
Yeah, Penthouse Magazine, Hello,
724-438-45. And you know what? 4593, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. Here's the thing. Whenever I found out about this, I thought, this might just go, just smooth out of the way. No one's going to notice or know about this situation.
Under the rug,
yeah, since we don't really have a lot of paper coverage. But, and then I when it came out pretty much big today, it's like all over social media. I'm like, I bet someone calls in about this. Then Brian sends us the affidavit and then, other links to this story. And, I thought, oh man, because this is the challenge of doing radio in a small town for me. I'm acquainted with Brandy Mancini, right? Like
your paths have crossed.
Yeah. Years ago.
Yeah.
But when you know someone's family and you really, 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 really think the world of them, it's hard to be in the media locally when those things happen, because what am I going to say to Brian? Like, I'm not talking about this. I know so-and-so.
Yeah.
Well,
we have our own. Well, this is our program. We have credibility if we don't talk about news stories.
And listen, that's not to say sometimes we don't touch on things, but it's not because we're avoiding it for a reason. Sometimes it's just not a hot topic to us. But luckily for the listeners, they can call in, or you're always welcome to mention on the...
It speaks to the issue of credibility. And you have a talk show here, which certainly you have a lot more leeway with what you do and don't do. You're not purporting to be a news outlet, although you're presenting certain hot topical news items. I can tell you that when I was at the newspaper, and this is fairly common at a lot of small newspapers, can't tell you how many times people would call up and try to keep their name out of the paper. Mm-hmm. These very same influential type families that you're talking about, you don't put that in there. It's going in because to have credibility, if I'm going to do it for the lowest ranking person in the county, right, that doesn't know anybody, doesn't own anything, I have to do it for, even if it's the county commissioner or if it's, a state rep or the highest level person, the big philanthropist. If they have a DUI, you have to put it in the paper. And we would have these, people would want to threaten to, we're going to cancel our paper over this and whatnot, or why are you picking on my family or whatever. And it was never that. It was just that you have to do them all. And we would send someone to the state barracks. I remember doing it before the age of fax machines. One of the things you would do is go to the state police barracks or the city police barracks and just say, give me the reports. And just sit there and go through them by hand and write down everything that happened. You had to do it that way.
Would you be going to looking for a specific case, or would you just be going and, you know how like they go
all.
just to see what sticks out to you?
No, just to see what happened. You did them all.
Well,
not every single crime committed.
Yeah.
What if
they read the crime briefs? I mean, there was a paragraph on each one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That used to be what would scare me about ever getting a DUI.
Yeah.
I didn't want my name in the paper.
But it would be a paragraph on each one. If it was just someone that was called for, somebody threw a bottle in their yard or something, we would, they're small things, and we would sort of laugh about them a little bit. Like, but this is the news that happened in the community, so we do them all. Mm-hmm. You have to do them all. You can't pick and choose which ones you're going to leave out.
Yeah, newspapers used to do that all the time, as you said, the crime briefs or...
Sure. A whole page sometimes.
Yeah, and it would just be everything that has a report on it.
And then the state police would start faxing them over automatically to keep us from going out there, because you had to go to the window and ask for the book. Yeah. And then to give you the book, and you had to sit there so they could see you through the window. And so you weren't it was a big, like a notebook with a binder, and each page was a report. And you just flip through them and write them down by hand. That's laborious, but the people knew what was going on. Mm-hmm. We did them all. Yeah. So that way, nobody could say, well, you did this one 3 months ago, but you didn't do one now. We had to do them all.
I imagine that this is going to, we're going to probably, I expect a statement from the district, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. They'll just probably say we can't make a comment because it's ongoing investigation or something.
But that's a statement, at least acknowledging that they are aware of what's happening, which I'm sure they are, but I think formally I'm sure that's to come. And it's like the, I'm not comparing the two, but anytime there's something, teacher or a principal or, she's got to have a certain moral foundation there, and this, would you care if this was your kid?
I think that they have certain. I was friends with a school teacher in Harrisburg, and worked for one of the school districts, suburban Harrisburg, and didn't even have a Facebook page because they didn't even want you posting pictures of you like drinking for New Year's Eve or something. Yeah. And there is some sort of a clause. About that type of thing. Yeah. So you are sort of held to a higher standard, and of course they have a teachers union, and that's probably written. Even they agree to it because it's there, right? So I think when you're a public official, the standard is a little higher, and the rules of whether freedom of speech or whatever are a little bit. The libel stuff is a little bit looser with public officials because. Sort of have to be, because someone could say it's a political dynamic and their words go back and forth. So they have more privacy rights as an individual citizen than as a public official or a public person. If you're a public person, it's a little bit even looser than it is a private person. So,
and one of the things about being a public person is you do open yourself up, and you willingly open yourself up for this.
Right.
Yes, I understand. So if you well, I'll use it just because it's a recent story. Bad Bunny, who's going to be in the Super Bowl halftime show, is being sued because he apparently sampled. No, this is not. This is because of a professional suit, because he sampled somebody's voice, and she claims he didn't ask her for it.
Oh, who is it?
Yeah, well...
Like a famous person?
No, it's like a background singer.
Got it.
But because he is a celebrity, this suit becomes the lead story on People magazine. And everything else, like he's dropped a trailer for the halftime show, but all people are focusing on is the suit, and it's because you're a celebrity. If it was a nobody whose record went nowhere that sampled somebody's voice without asking, nothing.
Again, though, Miss Brandy Mancini is innocent until proven guilty.
Yep.
And that's an important thing to keep in mind, people. And it's hard. It's just in small towns, you make a mistake, or whether it's a mistake or you made a bad choice, it affects not only you, of course, but your family, 724-438-4593, the WB Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. We have the call.
And we go to that talk line right now. Hi, you're on Hot Topics. Who are we speaking with?
You're speaking with Mark from Republic.
Hello, Mark from Republic.
Yeah, I just took my living plague test gloves off from washing the dishes. And I just wanted to ask Paul a question. If he can go into the police department and look at those, the reports, is that public information? Can anybody go in there?
Used to be.
Well, yeah. So now, if, for example, there were a few stories where I needed to know more in order, to talk about them on the radio. So I contacted Central Court, and they emailed me a copy of the affidavit. There was a story, I think, in Pittsburgh or something. I just got the court number, the district court number, and it's public record. Yes, it's public record.
Okay, I just wonder, because if you can go, I guess then anybody go in, anybody go and look at the public record, because this is public record.
Yeah, we're not currently discussing anything that is off the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is like now. That worked that way. Then for the newspaper, and maybe it was for our convenience, they would fax us all the releases.
I remember
I often
that.
ask questions of myself, are they giving them all to us, or to be easier to, I guess it would be easier to keep one out of the binder too, but. I think that they didn't do that because of the fear of getting in trouble if they did, right? And it was found out. So I don't know how it works now with security. I don't know if they do, as Kendall says, they would just send it to you by email or something now with all the new technology. But the way to answer it would be just to call out there and ask for the lieutenant or commander and just say, I want to come look at the reports. Am I allowed to do that?
I don't know that that's the way it is now, but maybe I don't know. I don't
think they can keep them from you if you knew what you're
looking for.
Here's the thing,
you can go to padocket.com and you can search the participant's name, criminal records, Fayette County Court, the timeline. So, really quickly, the solicitor for Laurel Highlands School District, Gary Frankhauser, cannot comment on personnel matters.
You say this person was the principal?
She's a vice principal.
A vice principal.
Yes.
What? But what do they make a year?
Oh, over 100.
Oh my! Well, hell. Well, I guess the price of eggs. I guess he needed the money.
Which that's also their salaries are also public. Hey, we have to move on, Mark. Have a good weekend.
Right.
Stay
Bye-bye.
You bet. Hi, you're on Hot Topics. Who are we speaking with?
This is Margaret.
Hello, Margaret.
Bill, I was listening to you about the talking cash registers.
Yes.
The first time I ever experienced that, in 1981, we went on vacation to Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And in the grocery store, it was so annoying because as the items were ringing out, it would say, Borden's ice cream, $1.89. Yeah. So now I just looked it up, and it said it was because, you know how we went from being prices where the cash boy or the stock boy would stamp, the prices on our food, and then they went to the UPC symbols?
Right.
They said that was implemented to make people feel assured that they were getting the right item at the right price. And then you had said how long the self-checkouts had been. It says here that Kroger near Atlanta, Georgia, was the first checkout machine in 1986.
Oh, boy, I was off.
Yeah, and the first grocery store in Houston to use the self-checkout was in 1999, so it's been around a long time.
And by the way, Texas has maybe the greatest grocery store on the planet, and that's H-E-B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what store it was.
Yeah.
I just know we were going there to visit family, and when we went in that grocery store, all those machines were talking. I was like, and that was what this article said. It was a feedback that people complained about the noise, you know.
Right, Margaret, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you're right. There was talking registers. Okay, have a great day. Enjoy your show.
Thank you, Margaret.
All right, bye.
And this is Hot Topics with Kendall and Paul and Bill on your local station.
Looking for a fireplace? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in fireplaces of all fuel types, such as gas, wood, pellet, and electric. We're now featuring Harmon pellet stoves from Forge and Flame, perfect for keeping your family warm and cozy. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to start planning for the winter season. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home. Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit georgedentalassociates.com today. That's georgedentalassociates.com and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. WMBS High School basketball coverage is proudly sponsored by the law firm of Goodwin Como. Voted Fayette County's best attorney, Benjamin F. Goodwin and the award-winning Goodwin Como team have been trusted by your friends and neighbors for nearly 2 decades. From estate planning and administration to personal injury, workers' compensation, property matters, family law, and criminal defense, they deliver dedicated, personalized representation when it matters most. With 2 convenient offices in Uniontown and Bell Vernon, visit GoodwinComo.com or call them at 724-438-1616 for your free initial consultation. Goodwin Como, righting wrongs, securing justice.
Hi, I'm Jason Brady, the owner of Brady's Rad Cafe, the new restaurant in Uniontown Mall near JCPenney's. Join us for our selection of unique burgers and hot dogs, steak and meatball hoagies, and more. Always fresh and made right here by friendly people in a welcoming throwback atmosphere at Brady's Rad Cafe. No frozen fast food, always fresh and fun at Brady's Rad Cafe in the Uniontown Mall near JCPenney's.
439-2323.
For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning,
your service company.
Be prepared for bone-chilling winter weather. Have Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning install a Bryant high-efficiency furnace in your home to replace that old worn-out system you now have. Choose Bryant's Plus 90 gas furnace or other quality heating system to keep yourself and your family warm and toasty this winter. Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning will also keep your present furnace running at peak efficiency with their 15-point safety check and cleaning. Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning today for your appointment. 724-439-2323. That's Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
It's 1:42, and this is Hot Topics with Kendall and Paul and Bill and the Uniontown Medicine, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. You know, you would think with it right in front of me, I would read it correctly. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line, 724-438-4593. The story on the Masontown shooting, I overestimated, it was 5 apartments.
Okay.
That received gunfire.
That may be a smaller place then.
Yeah, you said
12.
No,
it was the Fort Mason Housing Project.
It was?
In Masontown. Borough Police Chief Thomas, they got his name right this time, Obarto, says rounds from 9mm and .40 caliber pistols left holes in doors and shattered windows, damaging a total of 5 units at the property. No injuries were reported.
Thank God.
They're looking for 2 suspects who fired the shots, who are reported on video surveillance as being dressed in black with masks, and they were walking toward the project. So I think there's a lot of people that are very happy that Masontown has a police force now.
You know who runs the Fort Mason Village housing complex, don't you?
No.
You don't know who owns?
No, I no.
Fayette County Housing Authority.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's 100 units. It might be a little bit smaller, but just the same as Lemonwood used to be. Owned by them, a big complex with row housing. You know, like 5 units in one building. You know, here and then one there, or whatever. So, same as Beerwood or.
Does this fall on them? Like, you know, like how do they remedy these kinds of things?
At Lemonwood, they got a big grant and tore it down and rebuilt it because they claimed that, or studies showed that this row housing was built after World War II, and that it was not the most desirable form of housing because it concentrated too many people in a small area, and so they built duplexes up in Lemonwood. And to my knowledge, like Lemonwood ceased to become the hotspot for all these crimes and stuff.
Definitely.
After they made that change.
But during the change, didn't a lot of those residents move to Masontown?
They moved them out to other places, yeah. They couldn't take as many when they redid it. I think it went from 150 units down to maybe, I'm guessing, 40, 42, something like that. Real nice places, though.
Yeah.
Concrete driveways.
In Masontown?
No, when they redid Lemonwood, yeah.
Yeah, Lemonwood used to be wild.
Yeah, and now you're seeing more and more like townhouses, duplexes, things like that. So, yeah, a lot of this, especially in areas like D.C., where they had a lot of government housing, they built in World War II these massive apartment complexes because you had so many people coming to work in D.C. for World War II, and they're still there. And now there are condos that are worth $1 million or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the house I grew up in McLean, Virginia. It was originally sold for I think $25,000.
What's it, $3 million now?
Close to that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
well, McLean's the tippy top.
Yeah, McLean is inside the Beltway, and anyway, 724-438. 4593, the WV Madison Uniontown Hospital talk line. So, but what I find amazing is that these are structures that were built in the 1940s that are still around, and there are structures that were built, in the 1980s that are falling apart.
But you know the rule on real estate, right? The 3 top
location. Yeah.
So some civil unrest in
Minneapolis?
Yes, Minneapolis.
Portland? L.A.? I mean, just name it.
What I saw briefly this morning, the video footage of these literal losers who are destroying federal property. Yeah. They pulled that gun safe out of the vehicle. Did you see that? And then to know, I guess I didn't realize how deep the rioting, what is it? I didn't know they were trained, some of these people, right? Like, I just thought that a bunch of people were alerted, like, hey, we're going to go protest and riot tonight. Let's go out. And they just all did what they wanted. But, it's more strategic than that.
It's almost like a flash mob.
It is. And I can't get over the number of people who are, whether or not you agree that that was a justified shooting by the ICE agent to that woman, whether or not you agree with it. Because look, there have been situations where I didn't agree with something law enforcement did, but that's for the investigation to carry itself out, the courts to work, and not. We have basically made it okay to be completely disrespectful to law enforcement. It's like they mean nothing to some people.
Mm-hmm. You've also made it difficult for law enforcement to make that in the moment judgment. And you almost have to, if you're a cop, you almost have to get shot yourself first before you return fire. And somebody would say you were justified to do that.
For the public too, yeah.
Right. And that's not
at least
a good thing in my view.
Yeah. Yeah,
but you make it's a chilling effect, same as in newspapers. They said the chilling effect would be if you had some advertiser pressure or something, or a law that make it easy to sue newspapers for something that they wrote. It puts a chilling effect on how aggressive you're going to be, because you might say, well, you might not want to do it. That's why you have to have it airtight. But I think that has put a chilling effect on law enforcement across the country.
And the comments people made. Last week we were talking with the Masontown chief and mayor, and then for the second hour it was open conversation, and I hadn't seen enough of the footage from the police body cam to even comment on it, right? And I think during the show it had come out, and I was watching it later, and it's like, how do people in positions of power, elected officials, how do they not have enough sense not to make these seriously bold comments, so accusatory, without knowing the facts?
Because it doesn't matter.
But then tell the other side not to make these accusatory things without knowing the facts. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah, but everybody is doing it.
Yeah.
And they're all playing to their base.
Sure.
The mayor and the governor are playing to their liberal base, and then you have the other side playing to their conservative base.
Yeah, I guess in a way, but I don't even consider myself a liberal or a conservative in this regard. I just am a law-abiding citizen, and I know better than to do certain things. Look, if I get pulled over, I need to turn over into my passenger seat to get something out of my purse. I say, I'm going to grab that really quickly, because they're already on high alert.
Oh.
And
you talk to any police officer or trooper, the one thing that scares them, two things, scares them more than anything else, is traffic stops and domestic calls.
Yep.
Because you just don't know what you're going to encounter.
Honestly, that's my dad always said, the only time he's ever felt scared is or nervous is to do a traffic stop. Because you just don't know.
And you'll notice now that they walk up, they make sure...
They tap the vehicle so their fingerprints...
They tap the vehicle, they stay close to the vehicle, they talk to you from behind the door, and by the way, we can help by putting our hands on the steering wheel. And, it's perhaps a sad commentary that we have to do this, but everybody will be safer if we do it.
Yep. 724-438-4593, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line.
And we'll be back with more Hot Topics.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51. Are you looking for the perfect way to brighten someone's day? At Perry Floral and Gift Shop in Perryopolis, every bouquet is handcrafted with care. Fresh, vibrant, and designed to make any moment unforgettable. From birthdays and anniversaries to just because, their florists create arrangements that speak from the heart. Browse unique gifts, seasonal decor, and charming keepsakes you won't find anywhere else. Stop in today or call to order fast local delivery. Perry Floral and Gift Shop, where every bloom tells a story.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Feeling lucky? Your next big jackpot is waiting for you. Visit the casino at Nemacolin in Farmington, PA for the ultimate casino experience featuring the hottest table games, daily promotions, big-time giveaways, and an exciting variety of premium slots. And after, celebrate your big win with a juicy burger at the Royale while you watch the big game. Hotel packages available. Visit CasinoNemacolin.com for more information. The Casino at Nemacolin. Game on! Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicks and Buzz Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller gladly answer healthcare questions and take care of your prescription needs. Hicks and Buzz also offers free prescription delivery, mail-out service for snowbirds, and dependable courteous service, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Hicks and Buzz Drugstore at 304 Morgantown Street, phone 724-437-2828. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday at Hicks and Buzz Drugstore of Uniontown.
Your local station, WMBS Hot Topics, Kendall, Paul, and Bill, and the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. Hi, you're on the air. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, guys. It's Mark. How are you guys doing?
Good,
Doing
thank
great,
you.
Mark.
Hey, I just want to call in. You know, I agree with you 100% as far as police officers go. Kendall, I knew your dad. He was a great guy, man. I grew up with him when he was a policeman.
That's right.
He was nobody to mess with, man. He was a straight-up guy, man. But I totally agree with the way. If you go on YouTube and watch some of these body cam videos what these police do, yeah, I used to think some things also, but I'm going to tell you what. I wouldn't last 5 minutes as a police officer. You know, they pull people over who've had warrants or DUIs and this and that. And the abuse that they take from these people, I mean, and they hold their tempers. I mean, treat them with respect. Yes, sir. No, sir. Answer any questions. I have a newfound respect for. I could never do that job. And but you said people, you know, when my son started driving, I always told him, if you get pulled over by a trooper, you pull off the road, you put your flashers on, you turn the car off, and you put both hands on the steering wheel. I don't care what that police officer tells you to do. You do it. You're not going to have any problems. Nowadays, there's confrontational about everything. I don't get that. There's no respect for any authority, not just police officers. It's for teachers, principals. It's just a very, very sad world we live in. Everybody's entitled. Everybody does this. Nobody does wrong. And my thing is, where do these people get all the time to do what they're doing with this protesting and this and that? I mean, my goodness, I don't even pay attention to that stuff. These people make it their life to do things, and 95% of the time they're wrong.
And think about all of the hard work that it takes white liberal women to instantly become experts in policing. I mean, in law enforcement. I mean, that is remarkable that white liberal women can literally wake up one day and know everything there is to know about something they know nothing about.
Well, they watch Law and Order. They know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as far as the lady in Minnesota, I've seen the footage, all angles. First of all, she was told to stop or do whatever they told her to do. You don't test a police officer. I was speaking to an officer a couple weeks ago, and I asked him about the shooting. If you have to shoot somebody, because any video I've seen, they unload. And I asked him, said, do you guys always do you shoot to kill? And he said, absolutely. Because you never know what's going to happen. And I would never take that chance to be confrontational with a trooper nowadays. I just wouldn't do it. I wasn't raised like that. And we live in a
and we appreciate the call. No, we just.
All right, you guys have a good weekend.
Yes, Mark. Take good care. Stay warm.
You too, Ken. Bye-bye.
And by the way, one piece of advice from the police that I've talked with: do not ever run. Because if you ever want your charges escalated, all you need to do is make them run after you. Or don't make them chase you. Don't make them go to a high-speed car chase.
I have to clarify something.
Yes.
When I say white liberal women, I 1 billion% do not mean white women who are registered as Democrats. I was once registered as a Democrat. I do not mean that. I mean white liberal women.
And there are those who are saying that a lot of these protesters are professionals.
Well, to buttress what Kendall said, we talked about earlier,
we have like 2
there's
seconds.
video of this vehicle pulling forward, right? And then the cop, is there, and she was going to hit him, so he shot. And then the other one is, she wasn't going to hit him because she was turning this way. This all comes from what I'll call armchair investigators. Like you have armchair quarterbacks on Monday.
Which I've been many times.
Suddenly people who really don't know the law in Minnesota, don't know how it applies in this situation, are now formulating their opinion based on who they want to believe.
But that won't stop them
and
from
that's
going on
on
CNN.
either side. And there's really like your opinion, my opinion, and there's the truth.
And we'll have more truth and more discussion coming up in hour number 2 of Hot Topics on your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Renee Good, who died last week after she was shot by an ICE agent in Minneapolis, sustained at least 3 gunshot wounds and a possible 4th, according to a Minneapolis Fire Department report obtained by CBS News Minneapolis. There have been protests ever since. CBS's Ian Lee in Minneapolis also reports.
This morning, Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar and Washington State's Pramila Jayapal held a hearing in St. Paul about alleged constitutional violations.
If they can erode the rights of some, they can do it to you. No one is safe.
President Trump has threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act and deploy troops to Minneapolis to directly conduct law enforcement.
President Trump says he will continue talks with Maria Corina Machado on the future of Venezuela. The Venezuelan opposition leader has made remarks at the Heritage Foundation a day after meeting with President Trump. Machado says she is confident Venezuela will have an orderly transition.
Once the regime is out and the transition is accomplished, the United States will not only be a safer nation, but one that will have more prosperity and strength in our hemisphere.
President Trump says thank you to Iran for not hanging political prisoners.
Iran canceled the hanging of over 800 people. They were going to hang over 800 people yesterday, and I greatly respect the fact that they canceled.
More evidence the flu season may be waning. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
The CDC says it's seen 2 straight weeks of decline in flu activity, a big drop in hospitalizations, and a significant decrease in visits to doctors' offices. The number of states reporting high flu activity has fallen from 44 to 36.
A bipartisan delegation of U.S. lawmakers has met with the leaders of Denmark and Greenland in Copenhagen to reassure them of congressional support despite President Trump's threats to seize the Arctic island. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski.
Greenland needs to be viewed as our ally, not as an asset.
A heating unit is believed to be the cause of a deadly fire at a zoo in the Florida Panhandle.
The fire broke out early Thursday morning at Zoo World in Panama City Beach.
We can get to the backs of these enclosures.
Body cam video showed Bay County Sheriff's deputies breaking into cages to free the animals. They couldn't hold back zoo staff who wanted to run in and help.
That lady that just ran in there, stay with her.
The zoo's chief operating officer, Erica Newell, says 2 ruffed lemurs were saved.
However, despite efforts, 6 ruffed lemurs passed away from smoke inhalation.
Human error has been ruled out. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Stocks are slightly higher on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Another chance to win big with WMBS and the PA Lottery is going on now through January 31st. Just be the sixth caller to 724-438-4593 when you hear and win $30, $1, $500 a week for life PA Lottery scratch-off tickets. With the Pennsylvania Lottery's new $500 a week for life scratch-off, the $500 just doesn't happen this week. It happens week after week after week. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. Must be 18 years or older. Please play responsibly.
At Davis & Davis, we understand that facing legal challenges can be overwhelming. That's why we're here to guide you along the way. This is Attorney Jim Davis. With over 45 years of experience, our team is dedicated to fighting for your rights and making sure you get the maximum amount of money that you deserve. The best part is you won't pay us a penny until we win your case, and we will win your case. If you are hurt, injured, or need help with workers' compensation, call us today for a free consultation. Call 724-437-2799 and get the protection that you deserve.
A college class takes inspiration from a hit streaming series. CBS's Deborah Rodriguez explains.
Every dime you ever made, I pumped it out of the ground.
Texas Christian University's business school is offering an 8-week course inspired by Paramount Plus Landman, starring Billy Bob Thornton. The show, produced by CBS's parent company, Paramount Skydance, the focus, the professionals who negotiate land and mineral rights for energy companies. Professor Tom Seng says members of the American Association of Professional Landmen will do most of the teaching to prepare the next generation to step into the oil patch.
If you want to fight about it, lawyer up, big boy.
Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
OpenAI says it will begin testing advertisements on ChatGPT in the coming weeks as the highly popular artificial intelligence chatbot looks to increase revenue to cover its growing costs. The ads will initially appear in the United States and be limited to free and lower-tier subscribers. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
The award-winning local district and statewide news is being brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, a leading provider of preventative and rehabilitative services to promote physical wellness for patients of all ages and abilities. In your neighborhood with new state-of-the-art facilities on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare. And now to the news. And good afternoon. It's 2:05. It's cloudy and 28 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. Sports and weather will follow the news. According to Fayette County court records, Brandy Mancini, an assistant principal with the Laurel Highlands School District, has been charged with misdemeanor retail theft following a state police investigation. Authorities allege Mancini carried out a series of thefts from the Walmart in Uniontown between November 2025 and January of 2026. Surveillance footage reportedly shows multiple incidents in which she left the store without paying for items. Walmart's loss prevention team contacted troopers on January 5th, alleging repeated thefts. Court documents list several occasions where Mancini allegedly bypassed all checkouts with unpaid merchandise ranging in value from $5 to $68. The criminal complaint was filed on Monday, and the case remains active, awaiting a preliminary hearing in Fayette County. Solicitor Gary Frankhauser said the school district cannot comment on personnel matters. A fire heavily damaged a mobile home in Henry Clay Township over the weekend, but no injuries were reported. Crews responded around noon on Saturday to the home on Myers Drive near the Jockey Hollow boat ramp on the Youghiogheny Lake and put the blaze out in under an hour. State Police Fire Marshal determined the cause was accidental due to an electrical fault, and the damage to the home and its contents was estimated at around $90,000. State lawmakers and industry leaders are reviewing how Pennsylvania regulates hemp. The discussion followed a public hearing Thursday focused on the 2018 federal farm bill. That law legalized hemp, but also created loopholes that allowed the sale of hemp-derived products without much oversight. Lawmakers pointed to changes passed by Congress in November that tighten THC limits and give businesses a one-year compliance period. Testimony addressed economic impacts, public safety, and consumer protection. Over half of Americans say President Trump's first year in office was not a success. Here's Michael Kastner with more.
The CNN SRSS survey found that 58% of U.S. adults said 2025 was a failure on multiple issues, while just 42% labeled it a success. As a whole, 61% of those surveyed disapproved of how Trump handled the job. Almost 60% of those surveyed said Trump has gone too far using his presidential powers, with just 34% saying his actions were about right. I'm Michael Kastner.
WMBS time is 2:08. We'll check sports and weather after this.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
In sports tonight, we have a C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night here on WMBS. A pair of games for you. Laurel Highlands visits McKeesport. That'll be on the radio as well as video on Facebook. And Albert Gallatin will visit Uniontown, and that is video only on our YouTube page. The Sprouse Insurance Group pregame is at 6:10, and both games will start at 7 o'clock. Penguins, they'll be back in action tomorrow night. They'll host the Columbus Blue Jackets at PPG Paints Arena. Pens are 22-14-10, and they beat Philadelphia last night 6-3. Face-off tomorrow night is at 7 here on WMBS. It'll remain cloudy for the rest of the afternoon, 34 for the high. We'll have snow showers tonight, 33 for the low. Morning snow showers tomorrow, otherwise just a cloudy day, 37. And cloudy again on Sunday. The high will be only 22. Right now, it's cloudy and 28 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios at 2:10 on this Friday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. Up next, hour 2 of Hot Topics with Kendall, Paul, and Bill here on WMBS. The award-winning local district and statewide news has been brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, now offering telehealth and home-based care as well. Located on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown, call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare.
Happy New Year! Go to 40 Uniontown and trade me in!
John Clinton with Dominic Carbone from your 7-time President Award-winning 40 Uniontown. Dominic, Happy New Year to you.
Hey, JC, to you as well. Let me tell you how we are going to get this new year started off right. Take up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 F-150 STX and take up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2026 Explorer.
Dang, Dom, that's a deal. Listen, we have great offers on all of our new models. And check this out, leasing is back. Lease offers have gotten significantly better, so stop, click, or call to get all of the details.
Pre-owned, you know we got them. We have over 60 in stock. Most are certified with factory warranty and competitive rates.
We are continuing to offer mobile service, online maintenance appointments, and our very popular pickup and delivery option. Your car knows, shouldn't you? That's Ford of Uniontown on the hill across from Applebee's, or check us out at FordofUniontown.com. Offers include all applicable incentives. Sale ends February 2nd.
Hey everyone, this is Josh Krysak here letting you know that it's not too late to purchase a shed, carport, or building due to the cold weather that's upon us. Ron from Ultimate Structures will explain.
Here at Ultimate Structures, we go full-time, year-round to service our customers. Don't let the cold weather discourage you from purchasing the storage building for your needs. Our manufacturers and installation crews keep chugging through the cold weather. There may be minor delays due to snow and ice, but you can be assured every attempt will be made to get your building up and ready to protect your valuables. collectibles.
That is great news to hear, Ron. Our listeners can still purchase a shed, carport, garage, or building to fit their needs.
Customers can call me anytime to discuss their needs at 724-557-3281. That's 724-557-3281. We can sit down and design what you desire. Come out to our mega lot to view models to fulfill your dreams. We are Ultimate Structures, satisfying Fayette County customers since 2007.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors, where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items, including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Hour number 2 of Hot Topics with Kendall and Paul and Bill.
Being brought to you by Tire Man's Auto Garage, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Hicks and Buzz Drugstore, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Gary's Auto Cells, and Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping. 724-438-4593, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. Open conversation. We are also live streaming on our WMBS Facebook page that looks like it's getting a lot of activity, but it's hard to see from where I'm sitting. So give us a call.
And we have not...
The most recent.
We have not talked about, I mean, we have big local stories here.
Mm-hmm.
But the story that dominated the news this week
is
we have a new coach.
We have a new coach?
Well, we will have a new coach.
Yeah.
For the Steelers. Because the old coach said, the hell with this, I'm leaving. I mean...
Is that what happened?
I think he may have had a little bit of encouragement.
I mean, like when they say he retired, you might say he was retired.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever the case, he is, after all, what are all these fans going to say now if the team plays badly?
If the team's bad?
Yeah, fire whoever the coach is then.
Well, I don't think you can compare the two situations. I mean, it's clearly something needed to be done.
Yeah.
And I think that it's sort of like Penn State. My analogy would be with James Franklin. You know, successful coach when you're whipping up on Rutgers, you know, and then when you're beating up on Cleveland and Cincinnati because your division is weak traditionally, and you have a winning season. But you get paid to win. You know, I don't think anybody expected, for example, Penn State to beat Ohio State, 9 out of 10 times, right? But like maybe 3 out of 10 would be good.
Maybe
4
once.
out of 10. They maybe beat them once in 7 years or whatever, right? And I think the same thing goes for the Steelers. I mean, from what I see, you have 7 consecutive losing playoff games.
Right.
And you can talk about the one this year, but you're forgetting about the ones where it was Jacksonville that came to Pittsburgh and handed them their what.
Yes.
Okay, then Cleveland beat them in a
Twice
playoff game.
in the same season,
right.
by the way.
And so down the stretch in the big games, the big players and the big coaches come through. And unfortunately for Mike Tomlin, he didn't do that. And I think that they're looking for someone who could at least pull that off. So I think that Steeler fans would be more than willing to give them bit of a pass as they rebuild and as they aim for something more substantial. But this sort of lukewarm performance, and it's the way you lose. Even that last game, I think, the last 4 minutes or something, they scored 2 touchdowns against the Steelers. I mean, it's
Do you
just
think
an
if it would have
embarrassment.
been a nail biter game, 1 point by winning by 1 point, or the Steelers losing by 1 point, do you think that Tomlin would have announced he was leaving?
So the reports are he was talking about it before the.
It may have been that they could hang on for one more game, or maybe say, "Well, yes, we had a good appearance." It's not so much to me the score; it's how the team looks.
Yeah.
And they really looked outmatched. They really looked unprepared. They really didn't look like they had the same fight in them as the other team did.
I mean, he has a history of being outcoached in these games.
Absolutely, positively.
What is it? Like, why?
Well, because.
Is he not like, he needs to like be more creative?
Well,
with
there
his
are
plays?
coaches who are good game coaches, and there are coaches that are good personnel men. And Mike Tomlin was a great personnel. I mean, his players loved playing for him.
Yes.
You know,
It seems that way.
Yeah, well, but
But don't you think they want to win?
yeah, they want to win, but they want to play for Tomlin.
Well,
too.
it's not always good that the workers like the person in charge or the boss, because then sometimes you can take advantage of that, right? I think the unspoken is not talked a lot now, but Tomlin amassed a lot of power with the team because of his tenure. So you're looking at decisions that were made draft-wise. Kenny Pickett comes to mind. I mean, they draft him in the first round, and then he's a bust. He's a total bust.
Right.
You look at the other things that they did with quarterbacks, in my opinion. They bring in Mitch Trubisky. They bring in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields and Kenny Pickett. None of them, in my view, played appreciably better than Mason Rudolph did, and he was already on your team.
But supposedly he's not the biggest fan of Mason Rudolph.
And that may be part of the problems, too. But he certainly played better than Pickett, in that you wasted a first-round draft pick, and you can't afford to waste a first-round draft pick in the NFL.
No.
On these type of things. This year, for
example.
example.
Najee Harris was his pick.
Well, they drafted this Caleb Johnson in the third round this year to replace Najee Harris. He's a big back. He weighs like 226 pounds. He never saw the field. He fumbled a punt early in the season, and he was not even, in the backfield. So
grab yourself some pine, boy, and stay there.
Yeah. So these are personnel decisions. You bring in DK Metcalf and get rid of George Pickens because he's a troublemaker or he's a problem, right? He's a discipline problem. So you bring in Metcalf, give him a big contract extension, and what does he do? A boneheaded thing by going over and like punching a fan.
Yeah, and if we had lost both those games, it would have been on him.
And Metcalf wouldn't be there if Tomlin didn't want him. So these are the type of people that you bring in.
And Pickens, by the way, goes and has a career year with the Cowboys.
Correct.
So you think they are already having interviews right
Oh,
now?
yeah.
Yes.
And
they had their first ones, I think, yesterday, didn't they?
When do you predict they will have? Did they say that when they would have a choice?
No.
When do you predict? How long? By the Super Bowl?
I think it's possible, or just after the Super Bowl.
It depends, in my view, if a couple of the players that they want or coaches that they want are on teams that are still playing. Yeah. So if that team would make it to the Super Bowl and they really wanted the person, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah,
I don't think you can sign them till after the game. I could be wrong. Yeah. But certainly if my team's going to the Super Bowl and Bill's my defensive coordinator, I don't want to lose him on the eve of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think the NFL would have rules against that, I would guess.
I don't even want him talking to my defensive coordinator.
Exactly.
And I believe there is a restriction there, or at least you definitely can't announce. So probably after the Super Bowl, they definitely need to have their people in place well before the draft.
How long do you feel like the Steelers have been in this rut? Like legitimately in this rut?
Well, at least 10 years.
Yeah, since I've been in town. I've been here 8 years. Yeah.
At least 10 years.
They haven't won. And they've lost playoff games, and they've lost games to teams they had no business losing to.
On a yearly basis, they've lost games to teams that are like 2-10.
Yeah.
Then
they
lose
the Browns this year.
Raiders, things like that.
Yeah. And so we will see what happens. Apparently, the coordinators are also have been given permission to take phone calls and
take
do
what?
Take phone calls
from other
and
teams.
do interviews. Yeah.
So will they all be gone?
Probably.
Unless the new coach who's hired decides they want to keep Bill Madden or bring him back.
Or they promote somebody who's already on
Right.
it, but I don't think they're going to do that.
What do you see for Tomlin?
Oh, he's going to do TV for a year and then be coaching somewhere else.
That probably is true. My prediction would be if he coached somewhere else for 3 years and had the same kind of performance as the Steelers, he would be gone.
Well,
he won't
yeah.
have that same luxury.
Is it
of,
possible that he can go and be a coach and be like the best coach ever to another team?
Well, he started out great here.
Anything is possible.
Did he start out
I
great
doubt
here,
it.
or was he
He won the
recycling
Super Bowl in his second year
with a team that
with the Steelers. Yeah,
I understand, but
but it was somebody else's team.
right.
With people that were drafted primarily by the prior general manager.
Yeah.
So I think also that with Tomlin gone and a new coach, then we'll see what Omar Khan, the general manager, comes up with. Or he needs to be held accountable too. Yeah. He's mostly a salary cap guy, so he's not a player personnel evaluator. He made his bones, as you call it, being the salary cap guy, bean counter type guy.
Yeah.
So he's not a talent evaluator. So he's the general manager though. So I think that he'll be next on the block if they don't do well in coming years.
Yeah, but this is a franchise that takes pride in not firing people, especially not firing head coaches. And generally your general managers in the Steelers have left on their own accord too.
So what is the general manager responsible for?
He runs the team.
He runs the team.
Yeah. Unless it's Mike Tomlin, then he runs the team.
Unless the coach has power. A lot of coaches, like was it
Who's more powerful, the general
Parcells?
manager
Was
or
it
the coach?
Parcells or Belichick wanted to be the general manager and the the head coach, right?
And
the general manager sits ahead of the top of the coach. He's
general
responsible
manager
for hiring
is
and
one,
firing the head coach and all the coaches.
Yeah.
Also oversees the draft.
Yeah, and so we will see what happens. Then again, the Steelers do have a history also of, letting the coach be the one that runs things. So,
Who does the draft picking?
The general manager in coordination with the head coach.
Okay.
But
sometimes the owner, because the owner told them take Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah. Said we're not going to pull another Dan Marino here. We got this guy. We're going to take. They wanted to take I think an offensive lineman from Arkansas.
Yeah.
But the owner, the Rooneys, who own the team, have ultimate say, and they said, no, you're going to take a quarterback. You're going to take Roethlisberger.
And it worked out.
And it worked out.
So, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers will be back, especially with Tomlin gone.
Yeah, it seems kind of like, what's the point now?
Yeah.
And he probably
what else does he have to prove?
He probably doesn't even want to now with Tomlin. I mean, it's going to be, I guess, was that what you guys call like a rebuilding year?
I think so. And I don't think
this is a team that doesn't like to call it a rebuild.
They don't like to call it that, but I think in today's NFL, it's easier to put a competitive team out from one year to the next because of free agency.
Yeah.
If you have the money, if you jettison some older player with a big contract, there's always good teams.
Yeah.
The Chiefs lost players last year, and they didn't make the playoffs this year because you can't keep everybody anymore. So every year, because of the salary cap, every team, they have a salary cap. You only can spend so much on your players.
Do you think? Do you like that?
I think I don't personally. I don't like it because I think that it prevents teams from who do a good job of building and drafting. Like say the Steelers from the '70s, right? You had all these great players.
Yeah.
How many of them are in the Hall of Fame now, right? They did a really shrewd job of building their team, and they were dominant. 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. Could have been in a couple more. Should have been in a couple more.
Well, I grew up in the era when the Redskins were dominant.
Redskins, same way.
And they spent money like sailors on
I think fans like that. I mean, they like that idea that I think most fans would rather have a period where your team is really, really good and you can be happy for years and then it takes a dive
So
and then you rebuild.
What was the catalyst behind the salary cap?
Competitive balance.
Competitive balance, which you have now. They wanted to make sure that every team, the teams that had a lower payroll were not disadvantaged against teams with a bigger payroll, sort of like baseball now. The Pittsburgh Pirates are totally outclassed because of their low payroll. Okay, so they don't really have a chance to win against the Dodgers or the big spending team. So the NFL decided we're going to do this. It also makes the games a lot closer. As you can see, most of these games now used to be 2-minute drill. If you got ahead in the last 2 minutes, you're going to win the game.
Yeah.
Now you can't even count if it's 30 seconds. They can get down the field, kick a field goal, and win the game.
Every playoff game except the Steelers game was down to the last second.
Down to the last second.
You
and
mean
they
the
like
first
that.
round?
Yeah.
And they like it that way because everybody stays glued to their TV. The advertisers, get money.
Were you surprised that the Steelers did so poorly at that game?
Yes.
I was.
Yeah.
They weren't prepared.
But they just were humiliated. And a pick six and a scoop and score in the same game.
Yes.
How often does that happen?
Right.
So we will see. For some reason, I think Brian Flores has an inside track because he's been with the team. But we'll see.
I keep hearing the name Shula pop up, and that's not coincidence. The reporters are probably hearing that a lot from the people on the inside.
Well, yes, the pedigree.
Right.
So, it will be. But what I thought was amazing was not amazing. It's emblematic. The day it happened, it was the lead story on every single TV station, and not just a headline. Like an in-depth story, minutes and minutes, and most TV stories last a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And they just went, and there was reaction from the fans, reaction from the players, reaction from the rest of the league, and it just was like the biggest thing. I think if there had been an earthquake, an earthquake might have gotten as much coverage.
Depends on
an earthquake here, not in San Jose or something like that.
724-438-4593, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line.
And I know people around here, and that's the thing is you hear these national press people come in and just sing Tomlin's praises, and they always bring up the no losing season. We know what that means. They don't rebuild. They just hang on enough to have a winning season, and then you end up with a mediocre draft choice. And what's the definition of insanity, everybody?
Doing the same thing over and over again.
Expecting a different outcome.
And you play in a pretty weak division, right? So two games a year you're beating Cleveland usually, and generally 2 games a year you're beating Cincinnati. So you got 4 wins right there.
Yeah.
You split the series with Baltimore, usually 1-1. So now you have 5 wins right there, and then you have a 9-7 season. Like, ooh, we're great. You only won 4 other games out of the ones that were left.
This year they split with both Cincinnati and the Browns.
Do you think history will be kinder to Mike Tomlin when it comes to Pittsburgh and the fans than it seems like right now? Because I kind of feel badly. Like it seems like everyone hates on him.
Well, he's earned it. But
I don't think they hate on it. You get paid to perform, and you're getting big money to perform, okay? And I think that after a while, the fan base, which is your customer, right, demands that you at least do better. And I think he's been given every tool to do better, just like James Franklin did. They gave him everything he wanted. Big money to hire that defensive coordinator this year, right? Came from Ohio State. All the money for the players, and they were loaded, and they got beat by 2 really bad teams early on in the season, and that should not happen when we've given you every tool to succeed. So therefore, people say, I'm out of here. I think that historically, Kendall, I was around and date myself here, but I'm here for Chuck Noll. I mean, I remember Chuck Noll and the Steelers of the 70s. Great coach, brought him in from Baltimore Colts, redid the whole team,
Oh, and by the way, had a terrible first season.
Terrible first year, but Super Bowl winning coach, 4 Super Bowls. Early 80s, started to slip, couldn't pull the magic off anymore, and bye-bye. And they hired a guy named Bill Cowher, who nobody ever had heard of, right? Defensive coordinator for like 1 year for the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe. And turned out to be a pretty productive tenure, right?
1 Super Bowl.
Cowher walked away, picked a guy, Mike Tomlin was not even on anybody's radar at that time. Supposed to be Russ Grimm, remember?
Yeah.
The guy was already on the team, the coach. And Tomlin, 1 year as the Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator, and the Steelers picked him to be the head coach. So there are plenty of coaches out there that can do the job, and I think that it's not anything where you're immune from being replaced. We're all replaceable.
Yeah, the instant I said this the other day. The instant you think you're not replaceable is the day you're going to get fired.
Right.
And now I did hear one great suggestion where Tomlin should go. Coach at the Naval Academy. because they do nothing but run the ball. And talk about right in his wheelhouse. If you have a comment about this or anything, WV Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line, 724-438-4593. More coming up.
Okay, my New Year's resolution was to listen to my body, and my body says it's tired, coughing, and hates January.
Sounds like your body wants MoniMed same-day care.
I tried ignoring it. That was resolution number 2.
Let me guess, you Googled it?
Yeah, now I'm scared.
Let's not do that. I'm Kendall Soliero, a provider at Montgomery Medical. Walk in, get real answers, and start feeling better. No appointment needed.
Wow, a resolution I can actually keep.
New year, same germs. Walk into Montgomery Medical today.
Find more snuggle time this winter and be prepared for the cold with the help of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. With a home improvement loan, a home equity loan, or home equity line of credit, you can finally upgrade that old furnace, take care of that leaking roof, or replace those outdated floors. Keep the cold out and the warm and cozy in your home this winter. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729.
Are you looking for the perfect way to brighten someone's day? At Perry Floral and Gift Shop in Perryopolis, every bouquet is handcrafted with care. Fresh, vibrant, and designed to make any moment unforgettable. From birthdays and anniversaries to just because, their florists create arrangements that speak from the heart. Browse unique gifts, seasonal decor, and charming keepsakes you won't find anywhere else. Stop in today or call to order fast local delivery. Perry Floral and Gift Shop, where every bloom tells a story.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Planning on some home improvement projects in 2026? Stop in Home Warehouse on Connellsville Street. Again voted a best in Fayette place for windows and home improvements for the past 3 years. Home Warehouse is your one-stop shop for all your home exterior needs. There are beautiful windows, doors, and storm doors that will update your home, keep out drafts, and save on energy. Plus roofing shingles, metal and commercial rubber roofing, siding, soffit and fascia, railing, as well as flooring, home and gun safes, and dog food too. So for great prices and hometown service, stop in and see Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30, Saturday 8 to 12 noon.
Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Having Hicks & Buzz Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller gladly answer healthcare questions and take care of your prescription needs. Hicks & Buzz also offers free prescription delivery, mail-out service for snowbirds, and dependable courteous service, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Hicks & Buzz Drugstore, 304 Morgantown Street, phone 724-437-2828. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday at Hicks & Buzz Drugstore of Uniontown.
Your local station, WMBS. Hot Topics, Kendall, Paul, Bill, and you on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line, 724-438-4593. Now in Pittsburgh, I don't normally talk about what's going on in Pittsburgh because, well, we don't live in Pittsburgh. But they're doing a thing called the Clean and Lean campaign. Have you heard about this?
No.
They're taking abandoned and dilapidated properties where the houses have fallen apart, they've been overrun with shrubs and overgrowth and things like that.
Blight.
Yeah. The city has 650 of these. They're called Clean and Lean properties, and After 3 violations,
Lean as in LIEN.
I can lean. Yes, exactly, because after 3 violations from the city are not dealt with, the city can go and clean it up and place a lien on the property. And I'm thinking, man, wouldn't it be great if we all did so? I mean, I hate seizing private property, but in this case, if you're not taking care of your private property,
Well, and again, code enforcement sets community standards.
yeah,
And, it's not fair that these kids have to grow up in these neighborhoods next to these, grody places and play outside and walk to school. And, I mean, that really
or have
affects
gunshots
the
go
mind.
through your.
Yeah. And what about the people that are taking care of their properties? What about their property value?
Yeah.
But if you put a lien on the property, okay, you're basically going to charge the owner, right?
Yeah.
What if the owner is not there, doesn't care, and it's dilapidated anyway? How are you going to get the money? Sounds good in theory, but
Well,
could you then?
Eminent domain, or you can declare it a public hazard. Now, again, I'm not wild about seizing private property, but I'm also not wild about some clown across the street whose house is falling apart, causing my house to drop in value.
Well, that's where you need zoning enforcement, and that's not real vigorously employed in Fayette County.
724-438-4593, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. Hi, you're on Hot Topics. Who are we speaking with?
Hello. Mark from Connellsville.
Hey, Mark from Connellsville.
What's up, Mark? What's on your mind?
Hey, for years I've been talking about, I remember being in grade school, like 2nd grade or 3rd grade. And, of course, they had vitamin D milk in a little red, we'd get it.
Yeah, the little cartons, yeah.
But we'd bring our own lunches in a lunch bag or box or whatever. But I had a Roy Rogers lunch box from my brother. I didn't even know who were. Anyway, I remember they had, even before that, they had presidents' faces and names on the side of the milk cartons, and I used to cut them out little squares.
Yeah.
And I would try to see if I could get all the presidents. And that's sort of how I learned, about the presidents and
That's
stuff.
great. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, collect the whole set.
But I don't remember how many I had gotten, but, you get a lot of same ones twice, different
Do you
weeks.
still have them?
No, that's, you're going back,
Well, first off, they haven't had milk cartons in schools in how long?
We could still have them from, I have things from
Yeah.
elementary school that I...
But, it's just a memory that I'm glad they are giving it to kids now again.
They are?
Because of, yeah.
They're giving whole milk to kids now.
Oh, the whole milk. Yeah, the Maha.
See that 2% stuff? Actually, it has a few vitamins, and then they add vitamins to that, which in the D milk, they don't add any vitamins. It has vitamins in there for everything. It's got the fatty acids. It's got the stuff for your eyes and everything else. I don't know, they talk about people try to lose weight and stuff, but they found out that the other is even worse, the thin stuff, as opposed to the other. Because
Well, let's be honest. Adults do not need milk.
yeah, I realize that, but I can remember my next door neighbor, and he was 80-some, and I'd get old milk from Periopolis there that was outdated on Saturday night, and I'd bring him 6 gallons, and he'd drink it all.
Yeah, people like milk, but we like... just because you like it doesn't mean you need it. It's not necessary the way it is for children.
But I like to drink it sometimes to go to sleep on. It helps me sleep better.
But I think that because when I went to school, we had and you drink milk all through school. I mean, in high school they had those little triangular cartons of milk. And so, hey, Mark, well, we appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend.
Stay warm, Mark.
Yeah, I was going to say one more last funny thing. I remember some kid in school, he was drinking it too fast and it all came out his nose.
Of course. There's always that one kid.
LOL.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
724-438-4593 WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. Again, this is close to home for me, but the Republicans have actually added to their budget to kind of revive the U.S. Agency for Global Media, which means they now will have money for Voice of America and Radio Free Europe. And since I used to work for Voice of America, and I actually do think that's a good thing. You know, they're saying, for instance, that if Iran had, if Voice of America was up and running, that we could be getting information to Iran and to the
Where did
protesters.
you work for Voice of America? Out of what city?
In D.C.
And where did it broadcast to? Everywhere?
Oh, yeah. Voice of America, they had an antenna farm down in North Carolina. And they, by the way, they would broadcast in shortwave because everywhere else in the world, people listen to shortwave. And they had these like 1,000,000-watt transmitters. And they went all over the world. And they have in different languages. I worked in the English language division. I would cut tape and things like that, which shows you how long ago I worked for Voice of America. But yeah, so...
Who decided that content, Bill? Was that independent?
It was independent.
There was no
there were no political appointees. And yeah, I knew people who worked there who said, basically, all we want to do is get the news. And we would tell the bad stuff about the United States, too. I mean, right before I worked there, but like Voice of America had some of the best Watergate coverage. And, you know...
Would you travel?
No, I was in studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I was basically an engineer-producer.
You weren't the talk show host?
I wasn't the host, no.
Okay.
But I would help the host, and they had very professional people, but I like the idea of getting our message out like that. And the question, too, is will people trust it now? Because everything's been so politicized. So, but at least we will be, Voice of America will continue. Scott Adams passed away.
Who?
Scott Adams, the man who wrote...
Scott Adams?
Yeah. The man who drew Dilbert.
Do you know who that is?
The cartoon. I know the cartoon. I don't know that it was Scott Adams. I think that's
for a while there, Dilbert was the hottest thing around.
Oh.
Kind of like Bloom County, where now we have forgotten everything about it.
Or do some of us, including some of the listeners, don't even know about it?
Yeah. Probably. Bloom County, who remembers Bloom County besides me?
Remember it vaguely. I used to like Doonesbury.
Yeah.
when
it was funny.
When it was funny. A lot of papers moved that to the editorial page from the comic page, though.
Yeah.
Under pressure. They said it's more political than it is,
Well,
humorous. So
when it started out, Doonesbury was extremely funny and would take on both sides. Mm-hmm. He would point out, kind of like Bill Maher, he would point out the nonsense on both sides.
Yeah.
And good news, Bill Maher has been renewed on HBO, so he will continue for another few years. Going back to sports, turns out that college basketball has got a little bit of a problem.
Another scandal.
Yeah, another scandal.
What happened?
Point shaving.
What's that mean?
Do you want to take this one? Or
it's one player is from Robert Morris, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just dumb it down for me.
They're basically paying players to shoot and miss on purpose.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Right.
To
So
keep
they're saying to beat the point spread in the first half. I read a little bit about this.
How can you prove that?
The betting even goes like, what's the score going to be at halftime? So they get 2 or 3 players and say like they underperform on purpose to make sure that they are trailing by 5 points at halftime, so that the bettors who bet that this would happen get the money.
So how long, in theory, would that have to be taking place for somebody to be alerted to that? And who oversees this? Who's the whistleblower here?
It's the government, the Department of Justice. So
They're not. No, the Department of Justice isn't the whistleblower necessarily.
Somebody talked.
Right, somebody talked. So,
who do you think is most likely? Come on, I know, but in your mind, is it a spectator? Is it someone within the team?
My guess would be another player on the team.
Okay.
Coach who knew that it was going on and didn't like it, or maybe they didn't want to get caught up in it. Yeah, I did a little bit. They approached me, but I said no. But these guys did it
just because they wanted to clear their name.
Or they caught somebody from the Soprano family who was setting, because this apparently started.
And then will they probably get all of their, their devices, their communications?
I think they did have some text messages and stuff from what I read.
And then, how does one begin this? Who are they approached by? And how many are approached and say no? You think there's a lot of players out there that can say, in my career, I was asked 3 times by... how does that even start?
Well, what
you have
happened?
your theories, so share them.
What happened? No, here, I'll give you the story here. The DOJ is calling a transnational criminal conspiracy that began in China with former college and Chicago Bulls player Anthony Blakeney. The indictment alleges Blakeney was having so much success fixing games in China as a player, he moved the operations to the America with co-conspirators. And they ask around.
I wonder how much money these players can be made.
Oh, thousands of
dollars.
Yeah.
Per game?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Well, man,
and they can track the transfer of those funds.
You can cash in a bag.
Yeah.
Come on, you think it's that ghetto?
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what?
Yeah,
you're not going to leave if you're sophisticated like
you mean they're not sending a Venmo request?
No, you're not going to get a certified
Yeah, you're not going to
check.
leave a paper trail, no.
No.
Hey, let me write you a check for this bribe, yeah.
Yeah. Write that down. Nobody will ever find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. No paper
Like a
trail.
Venmo, then under the Venmo, for the reason for payment of basketball.
Basketball.
No. However,
or hands clapping.
Cash in a bag.
Should we be surprised with all of the gambling we're exposed to now?
Look, this has been going on.
Yeah, point shavings is 50 years old.
It's really old, and it happens in little spurts that they have accusations or stories like this. But there's no doubt it goes on. In between. How would you ever prove everything? It's hard.
That's
interesting, though. I'm gonna look into this.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, they still get to win. They just don't win by as much.
Exactly. You're beaten, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dirty. That's
and you
downright
beat the point
dirty.
spread, yeah. Well, it can happen in any. That's how it worked in the Black Sox.
So has the
scandal.
player been named and now they're removed from the team?
Well, he's a former player. The one in, I think they're all former players.
Like how former?
Like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Hi, you're on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. Who are we speaking with?
This is Bill. Good afternoon
Hey,
to
Bill.
the trio there. How y'all doing?
Yeah, the 3 caballeros here, yes.
Yeah, doing good here. Hey, I think there's a lot of shady stuff going on in sports now with betting. I think it's been going on for years, and it's just now coming to the head where a lot of people are getting caught now, and I think that that's going to continue. And small betting amongst friends is one thing, but when you're talking thousands of dollars, and I know it's legal to do it now, but there's a lot of behind the scenes that we'll never know about, probably in our time.
And by the way, these people who set up these fixes are not dealing with thousands of dollars. They're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars.
Okay, well, there you go. That's even worse. I don't know anybody going to bet $100,000 or definitely not $1 million. You had to go to the higher ups to do that. I don't know anybody who can do that. But the other reason I call real quick too is you talk about the Voice of America. I used to listen to it all the time. They had some fantastic things on there, man. News, all kind of information about all kind of stuff. Are they still on there? Do you know?
I don't think it's been shut down entirely, but it's been curtailed significantly, especially with personnel cuts.
Yeah, okay, because I haven't heard it on a shortwave for a long time.
Yeah.
I just found a thing on my phone today that can pick up shortwave, like an app, and I'm not sure how good it is, obviously. I don't have to check into it, but I must check into that, see if it's still on there. But, yes, Voice of America was a fantastic thing back in the day, and you hear it, it's faded in and out all the time, and, shortwave works. So how you guys doing?
We're doing great, and we hope you have a great weekend. Bill, we appreciate it. We will talk to you next week.
Okay, you guys have a great weekend, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, and to you as well. Hey, this is Hot Topics with Kendall and Paul and Bill on your local station.
Take the fact bus.
Caring for an aging parent or a loved one with medical needs? FACT, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, can help. Seniors 65 and older ride free on our fixed routes. People with disabilities get discounted shared rides. And if your loved one has medical assistance, their trips to doctors or treatment are covered under the shared ride program. Give them safe, reliable independence and yourself peace of mind. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. FACT, your community, your connection.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Looking for a fireplace? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in fireplaces of all fuel types, such as gas, wood, pellet, and electric. We're now featuring Harmon pellet stoves from Forge and Flame, perfect for keeping your family warm and cozy. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to start planning for the winter season. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch.
Friday is another CR Product Group High School Sports Night here on WMBS. Join us for a pair of WPIL high school boys basketball games as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs will travel to McKeesports to take on the Tigers, and the Uniontown Red Raiders will host the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show will start at 6:10. The Laurel Highlands McKeesport game will be both on the radio and on Facebook, and the Albert Gallatin Uniontown game will air on the WMBS YouTube page. Again, the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show at 6:10. Both games tip off at 7 o'clock. Friday night high school basketball here on WMBS.
Hey love, I'm Tiffany from Tiffany Smith Fine Art Studios, serving up confidence boosts in Perryopolis in our brand new luxury studio in downtown Pittsburgh. I'm not just here to take your picture, I'm here to help you remember who you are. Whether it's been a wild few years or you're just feeling a little blah, this is your permission slip to feel powerful again. You'll laugh, maybe cry, and leave feeling like that girl. Book your experience at TiffanySmithFineArtStudios.com because you deserve to be seen.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
WMBS.
Closing time. One last call for alcohol. So finish your whiskey.
And we are literally down to the end here. And this has been a lot of fun, and as always is. Time to celebrate, dance to music. Girl Scout cookie season is underway.
I'm not a cookie person.
You're not a cookie person?
I'm really not. I don't have
What
to
do you
try
do
anything.
at weddings?
I've never been to a cookie table at a wedding. I've never even walked up to one. Can you believe that?
It's hard to believe.
They're going to kick you out of Western Pennsylvania. You know?
Maybe.
Well, they have a new cookie called the Explore More.
Yes, I read about this.
A chocolate sandwich cookie featuring marshmallow and toasted almond-flavored cream. Just give me the Thin Mints and go away. And the Samoas. You
What
know,
do Samoas taste like?
coconut and caramel. So, and Blue Monday is Monday.
What did you say, Bill?
Blue Monday is Monday.
What's that?
Blue Monday is considered the most depressing day of the year.
Okay, that is ridiculous. And
Huh?
if anybody thinks that, they are telling themselves to be depressed.
Well, it's the third Monday in January, and it's a time when people are starting to feel sad because they've broken their New Year's resolutions.
The gym has gotten a little less
Yeah,
crowded.
yeah. The after Christmas financial stress is kicking in,
Aw.
and the bad weather.
Listen, those kids don't need all those gifts, people, but you need to stay going to the gym
Yeah, well,
for your health.
many mental health experts, not named here, of course, say although it can feel very real, it's not actually based on clinical data. And
Clinical data sometimes is a little bit.
yeah, exactly.
Third Monday, we should all call in and say, can't do the show, we're depressed.
Yeah.
You can't, we'll be in
No, the
Friday.
third Friday.
The third Friday.
Third
I'm
Friday,
still
okay.
upset from Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't get
It's,
over
it's carrying
can't shake
over
this
for me.
depression that came over me on Monday.
And so but it's and then they're going to call off the day after Super Bowl Monday. So we might as well and we've got a federal holiday. I think it's Monday.
Was that President's Day?
Martin Luther King
Wait,
birthday.
it's Martin Luther King in January, February. I get the two confused.
It's January.
And then February is President's Day.
President's Day.
Okay.
And you know what it is now? It's Democrats' Day.
Hour.
The Democrat Radio Hour is coming up next. A lot of fun. Remember, you can catch this show again on our stream on the WMBS Facebook page.
Stay warm, people, and don't slip on the ice. Be very careful.
Yes, be very careful and be back next week on your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper.